Welcome to the Seed of Light, a YouTube channel that explores the meaning of human existence through stories from religion and philosophy. In each episode, we will take a deep dive into a particular story or concept, using it to shed light on the big questions of life. What is the purpose of life? What is the nature of consciousness? What is the relationship between the individual and the divine? We believe that these stories have the power to awaken our minds and hearts, and to help us find our own path to spiritual enlightenment.
In this story, the Buddha uses the analogy of 4 kinds of horses to teach his disciples about the different capacities of people. The first kind of horse, the good horse, is able to immediately understand the master's intention and act accordingly. The second kind of horse, the fine horse, is able to learn from experience and improve over time. The third kind of horse, the ordinary horse, is slow to learn and needs to be motivated by harsh consequences. The fourth kind of horse, the foolish horse, is incapable of learning and will only act when it is too late. Buddha said, in the world, there are 4 kinds of horses. The first kind is the good horse. When the master raises the whip, the horse sees the shadow of the whip and immediately understands the master's intention. It knows how fast or slow to go, and whether to advance or retreat. It is a horse that can perceive the subtlest of things. The second kind is the fine horse. When the master raises the whip, the horse sees the shadow of the whip, but it does not immediately understand the master's intention. However, when the whip touches the tip of the horse's tail, it knows what the master wants and begins to gallop. It is a horse that is quick to react and agile. The third kind is the ordinary horse. No matter how many times the master raises the whip, the horse sees the shadow of the whip, but it does not react at all. Even when the whip rains down on its skin, it remains indifferent and unresponsive. It is a horse that is slow to learn. The fourth kind is the foolish horse. When the master raises the whip, the horse does not notice it. When the whip strikes its flesh, the horse still does not feel anything. It is not until the master is so angry that he squeezes the iron spikes on either side of the saddle that the horse finally wakes up and begins to run wildly. It is a horse that is stupid and stubborn. Buddha said, disciples, these 4 kinds of horses are like 4 kinds of people with different capacities. The first kind of person is like the good horse. When they hear about the impermanence of the world and the mortality of life, they are immediately alarmed and strive to improve themselves, working to create a new life. They do not have to wait until the whip of death strikes them, causing them to lose their lives and regret it. The second kind of person is like the fine horse. When they see the flowers bloom and fall, the moon wax and wane, and the ups and downs of life, they are also able to timely urge themselves to not slack off. They are like the fine horse that runs at full speed when it is only hit on the skin. The third kind of person is like the ordinary horse. Only when they see their loved ones and friends experience the torment of death, the decay of their bodies, and the suffering of a life of hardship, do they begin to feel fear and dread, and to cherish life. They are like the ordinary horse that only wakes up after being beaten with the whip. The fourth kind of person is like the foolish horse. Only when they are themselves sick and dying, their 4 elements are disintegrating, and they are like a candle in the wind, do they regret that they did not work hard at the beginning and wasted their time in the world. They are like the foolish horse that only knows to run after being subjected to excruciating pain. However, everything is too late. The Buddha's message is that we should all strive to be like the good horse, which is able to understand the impermanence of life and act accordingly. If we wait until we are faced with death or other harsh consequences, it may be too late to change our course.
If you are interested in exploring the deeper meaning of life, we invite you to join us on this journey. Subscribe to our channel today and let's begin.